So Steven Stamkos is going to be a free agent this offseason, and it makes for a very interesting discussion. Steven Stamkos has meant the world to the Tampa Bay Lightning organization. He's been the face of the franchise, he's brought them home Stanley Cup championships, and if I'm speaking personally, it will be very weird if he's wearing a different sweater. Now, Stamkos might be 34 years of age, but looking at the numbers, he's still producing numbers to similar what he's done in his prime. I'm not saying he's the same exact player, but based on his production, he's a player that every team would love to have on their roster. In 79 games played, 40 goals, 41 assists for 81 points, so he's still a point per game player. He can still give you 40 goals, and I think if he does go elsewhere, in the right situation, he could help take your team over the top. Again, this isn't the Stamkos in his prime, but 81 points, being over a point per game player, that's hard to get. I would take a 34-year-old Stamkos over most centers in the NHL. If he did go elsewhere, would he have a little bit less talent around him? Yes, you would have to find him the right situation, but I still think he'd be a great center for any team in the NHL. Now, his cap hit last season with $8.5 million, and the negotiations between the Lightning and his team has stalled out, and that's mainly due to the Lightning only having $5 million available in cap space. If they are going to retain his services, they're going to have to move at least one to maybe even three pieces to open up enough cap, and then maybe even acquire another player to kind of help round out the depth within the Lightning lineup. While the Lightning ended up losing early in the playoffs, there's still a lot of talent on this team. If Sergachev can stay healthy, they ended up bringing back Ryan McDonough. They have good talent on the back end. If Stamkos is willing to work with the Lightning, this is a team that I could see being a threat in the East. It just kind of comes down to what will Stamkos take for a contract. Is he looking to maximize his dollar value, or is he looking for a little bit longer term? Because even if you pay him his cap hit of last season at $8.5 million, you can't complain too much about that, because while yes, he's 34, considering some of the players we've seen get $10+ million contract, I don't think 8.5 is a crazy number. Especially if you're going to pay him that 8.5, you give him shorter term on that deal. Personally, I think the Lightning are going to do everything in their power to retain him. They want him to retire as a Lightning player. But I'd like to know your thoughts down below in the comments section. What do you think of this situation? Do you think the Lightning will be able to retain Steven Stamkos? Or will he be wearing a different sweater next season? I'm Captain Paul. I'll see you in the next one.